back to Gary Paints It. Today we're going to be going over to my shop and we're going to take an old piece of beadboard, cut out the size we need, and we'll begin our painting on that. But please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you over at the workshop. Okay, we're in my workshop now, and I've got this old piece of beadboard that's made out of masonite. What I'm going to do is cut a 12 by 24 piece out of this. We're going to use this for our painting today. Okay, now we have the baseboard cut by 12 by 24, and we're going to do our painting right here. Okay, we have our photograph, and we have printed it off, and you can see the grid on that. You can see that we have 6 squares this way and 12 this way. So on our piece of masonite, which is 12 by 24, we're going to be putting 2-inch squares on it, and that'll give us the same number of squares on the masonite as we see on this photograph. So let's do the grid on the masonite. Okay, what we're going to do is start this painting today. I've already shown you how we have our photo with the grid on it. I'm going to set up, I work in my kitchen, and it's convenient for me. Snacks are nearby, refrigerator's right there, so it's all good. Anyway, I work from this, from my countertop or my peninsula right here. I've got a little table easel that I set up. I'm going to secure that with some tape just so that it doesn't slide around on me while I'm working. So give me a moment to do that, and then we can get started. The reason I work on masonite is because I found I had an old frame that used to have a mirror in it, and it still had the masonite backing for that mirror in the frame. And the frame was about a 42-inch circle frame, and I didn't want to throw it away because people from my generation, we don't throw things away. We save them and make use of them at some point. So I held on to it for years, not knowing what to do with it. Then I got the bright idea to do a painting on that masonite backing, and I'd already have the frame for it, so I just made use of it that way. Once I did that, I was able to actually take that masonite panel and turn it around and do a painting on the back side, so I could get 2 paintings off of one board. If I got tired of looking at it, I can just flip it around, have a new painting. Then I found some frames at a thrift shop. They were 24 by 30 poster frames, and they had the same backing as my other frame did. So I thought, I think I'll buy those. Got them for like $8 a piece. 24 by 36, nice frames. So I was able to, they had 4 of them, so I was able to do a painting on the backing of those as well. And the reason I do that is because I display my work at a local diner and at the local DMV. And on my display, I like to change it out. Every month I'll take and trade out those paintings, so there's always fresh paintings for people to look at. I've been doing that for 3 or 4 years now, and I trade them out every month. And so I have to kind of, come up with new things to display. So that was my motivation for doing that. Anyway, I found those frames, and then I was able to do a painting on the backing of those frames. Then I got the bright idea to take a back out of those frames and buy me a 4x8 sheet of masonite and cut it. And so my 4x8 sheet of masonite gave me 4 more 2 by 3 foot panels out of that, which were 2-sided. So I could get 8 more paintings to display for the price of that masonite, which was about $13 and something. So, I was able to have some area to paint on for very inexpensive. And anyway, so I've got this easel secured, and we're ready to transfer our photograph onto here using that grid system. Now the thing about the grid system on the panel, you can't see it because I drew it very light, just light enough that I can just barely see it, because I don't want those pencil lines showing through my paint, and it will when you're painting an area that's white. You don't want to have to give it multiple coats. You want to keep your pencil lines light. It's not as crucial when you're actually doing the drawing, because your color is going to go to the edge of that, and that line isn't going to show like it would with the graph. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at. So we're going to get started. I'm just going to do a time lapse on my drawing of this, and I'll show you when I get it finished. Okay, we have our drawing finished now, and what we're doing is using that grid system to draw out the drawing. The point of the grid system is you're transferring one square at a time, and so what we have here are the same number of squares on the photo as we have on our grid, our masonite. And then the point of the grid system is that if you're drawing a section that, let's just say, is 4 squares down and 2 squares over, make sure that on your painting area that you have your grid, that you're 4 squares down and 2 over. And the other thing you want to pay attention to is if part of the area that you're drawing is in the center of the square, or the center line here, it's in the center of that line in the box. Make sure that on your drawing you're at the same point. And then if the line goes up inside that square and goes over and it's above center, say 3/4 of the way up, make sure that on your drawing you're in the center and you go up and you go over where it's 3/4 of the way up. So basically you're just focusing on one box at a time. And whatever is in that box, you're going to be putting inside this box, the same corresponding box on your drawing section. And that's the point of the grid system. Keeps everything accurate, and it's simple to do, and you only have to focus on one square at a time. Anyway, there's our drawing. You don't have to draw every little thing. You just have to draw the main pieces of it. The rest you can do when you're actually painting. So we're done with our drawing. We're going to stop here. It's a really nice day out. It's the end of February. I live in Mid, Missouri, and it's all like 70 degrees outside today, and it's really hard for me to be inside when it's nice outside. So I have a hot rod that is calling my name, and we're going to have to take it out for a ride, and I'll take you along, okay? But anyway, let's see if we can get this. There's the hot rod we're going to go. It's a 31 Model A street rod, and we're going to go outside now and take a ride in that because it's so nice outside. All right, we'll see you there. Thanks for going along with me. Okay, we're back home and now we're ready to start on this painting. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to mask off this car so that I can just focus on painting the background and not worry about getting any paint on my car image. I'll be painting it last. So let me get going with that. Well, I did a time lapse of me putting tape masking this off, but as luck would have it, it didn't get recorded for some reason. What I'm doing now, I'm just cutting off a piece of this paper that had my image printed on. I'm just going to use that and tape that on top of here to protect it so I don't have to waste a lot of tape doing this. Okay, I've got this mask off. I've got a piece of paper taped over that area to protect it, and I just need to tell you that it's just a matter of taking the tape and, you know, laying it around the edge, taping it off. You can use a utility knife on this masonite anyway. If you're careful on your canvas painting, you can do the same thing. Just cut, you can see you're drawing through the tape, and then you can just cut and remove areas that might be tricky. So I can lay a big piece of tape over this and just cut that out and pull it off. My car taped off and I'm ready to start painting this background. And what I'll do is paint the whole background and then I'll remove the tape and my image will still be white here, and then I'll be able to paint that car. So that's the next step. Okay, I think we're going to stop right here for today. We've done enough for one day anyway for this video. Tune in to part 3 and we will continue on with this project. We'll start painting next. Please like and subscribe. It helps me out. And I think that'll about do it. So we'll see you in part 3 and we'll actually start painting. Remember that God loves you and Jesus died for you. And we are blessed. All of us are blessed in many different ways. So we'll see you next time. Thank you.